Greetings and welcome to Edu-Ca-Te. Today we're going to be talking about polyhedrons. This is our first topic in measurements, grade 11. So what is a polyhedron? So basically a polyhedron is a three-dimensional figure with four or more flat surfaces. So it means there is a flat surface. So by surface it just means we're talking about this surface. You can see that this surface is flat. Let me actually paint it out. So this makes it a polyhedron. So you can see that we have got a flat surface here. So many of you might be surprised exactly why do I have to say four or more flat surfaces, of which this diagram doesn't contain one, but actually there are other dimensions which cannot be really seen from this view making up this shape. So this is just a regular polyhedron, yeah, something like that. So this is basically a polyhedron. So let's just actually look at this shape and try to identify its elements. So we've got first the vertices. So the vertices are basically these corners, all of these are vertices. So let's actually count how many vertices do we have here. So here at this point we've got one vertex, here the other vertex, here another one there, and then another one here. So these are basically the vertices. Let me actually remove this one. Yeah, so this actually the vertices. So although this is not actually drawn properly, but then this can just give you a skeleton, or rather an image exactly as to what we are talking about. So we've got also the surfaces. So the surfaces are basically these faces which are just crayoned over here. So this is another surface. All of this is a surface. This is all a surface. And then these are called surfaces. And then we go to the third one. We've got the sides. So the sides are basically these edges here, these lines here, marking the sides, these lines here. So these are the sides of the polyhedron. And then we've got lastly, yeah, that's all basically. So these are the sides. So this is just a regular polyhedron. So it tells you that it's a three-dimensional face with at least four surfaces. So we've got a surface here, basically this surface here is also a surface. This is also a surface. So we are having at least four surfaces, so this makes this shape a polyhedron. So this is just an example of one of the polyhedrons we have. And then now we go to the types of the polyhedron. So number one, we've got the prisms. So a prism is a polyhedron in which the top and bottom surfaces are parallel to one another, and any section parallel to the base is congruent with base. So let's actually look what this means. So first of all, we have got surfaces, two surfaces which are parallel to each other. So here we are having this surface. Let me actually paint it in blue. This surface is actually parallel to this surface. So this is known as a prism. Whatever shape that has got two surfaces parallel to each other, it is called a prism. So this purple and blue are actually parallel to each other, so this makes this a prism. So we also go to the second type, which is called the pyramid. So the pyramids, a pyramid is a polyhedron with a polygon as a base. So a polygon just talks about a two-dimensional shape. It can be either a triangle, a rectangle, a hexagon, any polygon, or any two-dimensional shape. So if we can spot here, this surface which I have actually drawn in blue here is actually a polygon. So by polygon, it means that it is two dimensions. It's just a rectangle, triangle, or it can be a square. So here we're actually having this thing called an appendix. So a pyramid has got what? An appendix. The apex, I mean. So these corners here, they just meet at this one point. You can see that this one point, all these lines which are arising from this polygon are meeting at one point, and then this point is called the apex point. So this apex point is only found in a pyramid, so it is the apex point. And then it tells us that the right pyramids are such that the apex is perpendicularly above the center of the base. So this is the base shape, this surface is the base, and then this is the center of the base. So it means that the apex is actually perpendicular to the center of the base. So by that it means that it makes an angle of 90 degrees to this base here, an angle of 90 degrees. So the apex is perpendicularly above the center of the base, meaning that it is 90 degrees above the center of the base. So we're going to look at the area and volume of polyhedrons in our next video. Thank you for watching.
Let's go, boy!